Welcome, everyone, to a very special Halloween edition of the Print On Demand Playbook podcast. I'm Rusty Pepper.
And I'm Cruella DeVille.
Aha. And together we explore the ever-evolving world of print on demand, from the companies and technologies shaping it to the leaders who make it great. Along the way, we share the strategies, insights, and stories to help you and your businesses grow, innovate, and get ahead. So on this special edition, there's going to be no tricks, just treats for you today.
That's right. We're going to be talking about Printing United, which was said this, Rusty, set records last week for attendance down in Orlando. I know you and I were there. We did quite a few interviews for the podcast, and I think I'm still recovering. It was a busy week. There's a lot of people there.
30,000 record attendance.
It felt that way too.
It did. And you know what? There was a real energy. And that's what this special edition is going to be about. We're really going to recap our time in Orlando because, well, we didn't really have time to do much else besides Printing United last week. I mean, it was a busy show.
It was a very busy show. And we were talking about this at the show, and I saw this stat. There were people from over 100, I think it was over 100 countries attended. It was very international, the group. There were quite a few of our partners that came over from Europe, and really all parts of the industry. There's promo, there's digital, there's e-commerce, there's marketplace. There's a little bit of everybody at the show.
There was. And what if you had to capsulize what was your favorite memory from the show, or what was your favorite thing about the show this year?
Favorite thing about the show? That's a good question. We had some really great interviews. I had some really good meetings. I think my favorite thing about the show, it's the same as every show. It's just getting to spend time with the people. So, it's rare that you get everyone in one room, even if it's just having a drink or saying hello. I had some good time with partners last week, being able to catch up with people. You just get so much more done in person. These are a lot of people I talk to Zoom calls on all the time, but you can actually sit down with someone and have a conversation. I figured out a lot of stuff last week, so it was good.
Yeah, I that's obviously what mine is too, because that's the reason why we're there. We're not there exhibiting, we're there talking and meeting people. And what I always like is when you meet somebody for the very first time that you've talked to many times, like on Zoom or whatever, and all of a sudden they're either way taller or way shorter than you expected.
Or they're a Dalmatian, which is crazy. They're an inflatable dog. You should wear stuff like this to printing shows.
It would probably
like help. A mascot.
It would probably
help.
No, I got my.
Yeah, it'd help you stand out.
I got I can actually see. It's like I've got through this thing. It's
like a visor.
Yeah,
that's crazy. See, I've got the bangs here too. It's the fringe, as the British would say.
I really hope you're not changing for any of the meetings we have today. I hope you just keep that on for the rest of all of your meetings.
I do actually have it's funny today. I have probably 3 or 4 pretty high level executive calls with external people. Yeah, I think I'll just show up and say Ms. DeVille is reporting for duty.
And if they piss you off, you're going to just turn them into a coat or something like that. You say, you do what I say.
That's my plans for you.
Coat. So
I think you're going to be a bedspread, Rusty. It's a big old costume. I got bigger plans for you.
Run,
could reupholster my couch. Better run.
Run, pup, run.
Just gonna pop you and turn you into an ottoman. Actually, you could probably do a full dining set. For the record, I do love animals, but this costume you could really make something special out of that.
You could. I'm not sure I'd want to be walking around the neighborhood like this. So,
are you gonna actually dress up for Halloween?
I love Halloween.
Or is this it? I do too.
Yeah, my other costume, I'll probably wear the one that was supposed to come on because it'll be a lot easier to get around in. But since I've made the investment, that's what I'm going as. So
nice. I'm gonna be a trash can for Halloween.
That's what you're saying.
I've got a big old
trash family.
Yeah, I've got a big old trash family. So watch out for the Alcala family. We'll be walking around in the neighborhood. That's actually before we go too deep on the trash rabbit hole. Want to pick your brains a bit, Rusty, in terms of themes of the show last week. So were there hot topics you heard from people everyone was talking about? I have a few, but I'm curious for your perspective.
There was a big buzz around a lot more automation, and especially in POD. A lot of technology that's coming out, the innovation, and I'm not going to, and Probably the biggest thing I heard from people was asking about the acquisition. I mean, that was like that just took up so much
Yeah.
oxygen for us. And then obviously while we were there, then
Yes.
it was the Inctavo Order My Gear acquisition as well. So for whatever reason, a lot of conversation circled around acquisitions, my thoughts on that, and all that. I know that was
Yeah.
in a lot of our meetings. Those were kind of people were asking about, inquiring about, even though we really couldn't say much more than what we covered in the last podcast. There's just excitement right now on with promo making a bigger presence at that show. People are really, really leaning into trying to figure out how do they make move from that analog environment to that to the digital realm, and that to me is really exciting because obviously that's what we talk about here a lot.
Yes.
It's the lifeblood of our business. It's what we do day in and day out. So, kind of being at the epicenter, that's really fun to see other people starting to really embrace it and to try to learn more about it. And I think the technologies are going to continue to improve and the promo, there's just a lot of green space there from that. So that was probably one of the big themes that I saw is promo really trying to move from analog to digital and learn more about POD.
I agree with that. And that's been a theme of the year, the analog to digital shift, promo. I think there's a lot of players now that are looking at print on demand as part of their overall supply chain strategy where they wouldn't have previously. Obviously, M&A activity, ours, others, we predicted this, early, and this was before we knew anything about what we were doing, but just the consolidation in the market will continue. You're seeing deals like ours of technology and fulfillment. Obviously, there was the big Printful Printify deal last year. Inktober Order My Gear is a big one. Just Stall's Fulfill Engine. There's been so much recently in the past couple of years, and it just feels like it continues to accelerate. So I completely agree. I also heard a lot about cut and sew from a decoration method. I had several conversations about that in terms of just new products, new methods getting out there. I love the pup outfit. It's so awesome.
So uncomfortable.
I hear the motor going. Yeah, it's just like you plug Rusty Pepper in and just poof. So I heard a lot about that. What else was a big theme? I mean AI, but we talk about that on every episode now. But we were sitting and doing our interviews next to the AI Pavilion, so it's funny because I feel like a lot of that content you'll get what we're talking about, and then you'll get the AI voiceover, which is symbolic, I guess, because AI is in every conversation now.
It was packed. That pavilion was packed. That was,
Yes.
the story behind that, right?
No.
It was a booth that the vendor that got dropped. They couldn't make it or whatever, so they had this empty
Right.
spot, and they were like trying to figure out what to do with it. And they said it was a last minute idea, and they were like, "Let's just make an
That's
AI
amazing.
pavilion." And it was like a hit, one of the hits of the show. It was one of the more popular
Yeah.
spots. I mean, obviously the Apparelists had a great event. They had their setup over there in the apparel zone, but yeah, the AI's pavilion blew it out. I mean, they just crushed it. And I thought the
They
whole
did. I mean, it
Unite
just
team did a
shows.
great job.
Oh, they did a fantastic job. And the Printing United Alliance booth that we were doing our interviews in was super well run, well organized. There was a lot of good stuff there.
Hmm.
So it's nice to see, and it's really nice to see the organizations that put on these shows kind of coming together. And I'm not going to say getting more engaged because they've always been engaged with members, but like have a presence like that and helping to drive some of those conversations with AI and others. I thought that was great.
Well, I mean, that's what they're really understanding is how do you, if you have that convergence between print and promo. I see one of my little brethren
Yep.
right there. One of my brothers, you've got another one that turned already into a scarf. He must not have being very well behaved. Um,
Yeah.
I'm going to try to be on my best behavior
Setting
because
me.
I don't want to be a bedspread. Uh,
Just don't chew my furniture, Rusty. It's very simple.
we, no, but they really did embrace and they've that print on demand experience that they did. It was
Yes.
packed too. I mean, people were coming
It
in
was.
and they were leaning into it. They were trying to understand. They were able to get demos of the technology. They were able to see heat presses in action and getting, they could design a shirt, all that. They could order product dynamically right there. I know we were one of the providers of some of that. And they could design products, order it, and have it shipped directly to their house. So to me, that's what associations and alliances like that should be doing is really helping
Yeah.
educate and bring together the different parts of the industry so that we can work more closely together and we can accelerate the overall business for everybody.
Completely agree. And shows like this are so educational. I learn something every time I go. I know you do too. And we heard that from a lot of the people that we chatted with. It's just, even if you pick up something or meet someone new that you haven't, encountered before, it's just such a good use of time. It's great networking, great education. And this year I think there was great content as well and really well laid out. I liked the way this convention center was set up. It was very easy to navigate. They did a good job with that.
Oh yeah, being in one hall makes a huge difference.
Yes. Still a ton of walking, but not as much walking if you're trying to get between two convention centers.
It makes it way faster, way easier. I really didn't get a chance to go through much of the convention center until Friday. Just because
Yep.
we were doing 2 hours of interviews every day at the podcast booth, which I thought was a really cool setup
Yep.
too. It was like a fishbowl.
I
So
know.
you could people were it was a little bit distracting, especially for someone like me who's got ADHD, who's like, what, squirrel, squirrel. And
I know. I'm like, Rusty, snap it, snap it.
but it was fun. And to me, that's what makes a place like that special. But yeah, we had that was done. That was right in the middle of like the heart of the actual convention center, and then yeah,
Yep.
we were able to have places to meet there, which is I thought was nice as well.
It was, and it was crazy busy. But I walked around a little bit too. Obviously, all the big equipment manufacturers outdid themselves. It's always cool to see the machines on the floor. But I'm excited for the next couple shows because we have a lull over the summer. Things pick up a little bit, very condensed in the fall. Then we obviously all go into busy season. But I was just looking at my calendar too. PPAI is going to be here before we know it. Impressions in Long Beach is going to be here before we know it. You and I have already had some conversations about other events for next year. The time is now to start planning for Q1 and Q2, which is wild.
I know.
'Cause it doesn't feel like that should be here so quickly.
No, I was
Here we
already.
are.
I've got laid out a bunch of the different events for next year. Uh,
Yep,
this first half of the year is always the fastest going part of the year,
it is.
and which is nice because it kind of kicks everything off and gets everybody going, and everybody
Yeah.
comes back from the holidays, and it's just like this energy that ramps back up. And this was, what I'm really jazzed about is if Printing United could be that flagship like it was this year. I really feel like it really, really cemented itself as the place to be, the event to be at for the fall.
Yep.
That's going to be really transformative for this industry because with print, promo, and now POD, boy, you can't ask for a better way to bookend the year with a big event like that.
I know. And I think next year, I mean, I got in Tuesday, I left Friday morning, I had to get home for some stuff, but I could have used a full other day. And a lot of people, I think, were doing what I did in terms of full Wednesday, Thursday at the show, but I'd love to, for next year, if it's that same level of attendees, I'm going to do a full 3 days. There's enough people to talk to and enough to get through that it's worth the time, especially if you're there.
As I was leaving, I was still running into people that were like, I didn't even have a chance to meet with, and I'm glad I did because now we've got calls with them this week, or next week, where there's actual business opportunities, and it's like that's where I'm like, oh my gosh, it's just I'm with you. I could have used that extra full day of Friday where I could really have gone through and met with a lot of the different booths, like the partners that were exhibiting. I just literally had to kind of
Yep,
pick and choose just because of timing, but
me
yeah,
too.
big shout out to the Printing United team. I know it was a ton of
Yes.
work, but that was next year's going to be bigger and better. They promised there's going to be the experiences are going to be better. I think they're seeing now the energy and excitement behind it. I don't think I there was only maybe a handful of people that did not show up there that I would have expected to be there.
I agree.
That may be on the
I
high
agree.
end.
I think yeah, it was. It felt like everyone I wanted to talk to was there, and then there were a bunch of people I hadn't met before that I met at the show, and so it was awesome. It was a really good event.
Yeah. And then this week
Yeah.
I was actually in California. I just got back from California from
Mm.
Visual First. I went out there on Monday.
Yep.
So it was like a quick turnaround. We had the Core Need event, the Evolve. It's going on today as well. But we did that. We had our session yesterday, which I thought went really well. We had Trevor from Trevco on again. Such a good guy.
Yeah. He's awesome. We could do weekly episodes with Trevor. There's always so much to talk about with him, and his business is fascinating. How's Visual First? I missed it this year. I just couldn't swing the travel, but I've been to that show a few times. How was the content? Was it Was there much around print or print on demand, or were they more focused on the tech side in terms of the front end experiences with photo?
Yeah, I mean, for those that don't know, Visual First, it's a good event. It's done. It's held about this time every year in San Francisco. They moved venues this year. A really nice new venue. They usually in the Presidio, which was very historic. It was right there, like, overlooking the Golden Gate Bridge, but they moved it to the opposite, more. I don't even know what area, but it was more the
Central.
sure. I couldn't tell you where it was. But it was a really nice. It's at the PBS building or whatever that station is. But it was super nice. But good attendance. Same cast of characters were there that were normally there. But yeah, definitely photo imaging. AI obviously is driving a lot of the content. It has been for a couple of years. But yeah, overall, I mean, it's a smaller show, more for the photo and imaging industry. But it was well attended again, and it was good. But we had just so much. We have so much going on. It's a
I
short
know.
show. Thank goodness.
Yes, yes. Well, it's a good one. Well, we've got a lot going on. We're going into busy season. I know everybody's busy.
Peak
So
season.
I hope everyone has a great Q4. We'll definitely do some more episodes here. We'll do an acquisition check-in in the next couple months, especially into January. We'll definitely talk about the shows and everything upcoming. And then we've got to be brushing up on our predictions for 2026, Rusty. We hit this year pretty on the head, but we've got to think about what's going to come next for the
We
2026 and beyond.
we're nailing our predictions. I'm excited about that.
We
Like
are. I
Nostradamus.
know. Look into our crystal ball.
The beauty ball.
Do you have one of those on the inside of your dog? Like you just pull on the visor down and you've got just, it's like a teleprompter in there.
I do. Boy, that would be helpful because I'm really struggling here to. I'm having to like kind of lean back a little bit in my fat man suit.
Is it full body? Can you sit up, stand up? That's an awesome, I love it.
So it's kind of deflated a little bit because I was sitting, so all the air went rushing out.
Yeah.
Now, so it's trying to fill back up again, but it's kind of
So the motor's working overtime.
a little bit of a hybrid between a cow costume and a dog costume. I think it's just not. So, anyways, I love your wig. I like it. It fits you. It's perfect. I do not want to become a Shaw on your shoulder. So I'm gonna try to be a good pup today.
Be a good pup today. I'll just be chasing you around. Come here, puppy.
Run,
New
pup,
couch,
run.
new bedspread. Run, pup, run. It is though your costume I like because from the back at a distance, you can't. It's a little bovine. I get a cow vibe, which is nice though. And then you're like, oh no, it's actually Dalmatian. It's a huge Dalmatian.
Big.
Grell is happy. I like big old Dalmatians.
I was chasing my
Great
dogs
dogs.
around earlier. They were not happy. They were like,
Oh yeah,
no.
no, my cat would go nuts over that one.
They were like, what is this? What's this big fat thing walking in? So, but anyway,
Just barking at you.
yeah.
I love it.
Well,
All right, well, we'll wrap up here, and thanks everybody for listening to our special Halloween episode. It is spooky season, so for however you celebrate the holiday, I will be chasing a 2.5-year-old around my neighborhood while he trick or treats. But hopefully everybody has a great holiday weekend, and you will hear from more of us soon as we look toward next year and what's coming next.
let's do it. Great Halloween, everyone. Thanks for all the support. And also, a big shout out to our partners in crime, Print Island. You can find them at Print Island Official. Lots of great content there for the print and print on demand industry, promo industry. They're adding more and more thought leaders into their platform. So check them out. You can find them across all the socials. And of course, that's where you can find all of our latest episodes. So big shout out to that team. And for all of you, have a very fun and safe Halloween. And we'll see you on the next one.
We'll see you on the next one. I'm headed back to my spooky castle. Ooh.